Val, this is an Amazon Prime documentary about the actor Val Kilmer. This will be a short review. I often don't have a lot to say about documentaries. I've said this before, I think when I reviewed Class Action Park, that what goes into a really good documentary, it's not as complicated as what goes into the making of a really good feature film. I think this movie is really good. I think it's the best movie of the year so far. I didn't adore it. I didn't love it, but I sure as heck appreciated it, and that's where I'll jump into what I liked. This is a remarkably raw, human, and intimate film. And I give Val Kilmer as a person a lot of credit for kind of letting us in to his world here, because especially when you're an actor that has achieved a certain level of fame that he achieved, a lot of people kind of hold back from revealing very intimate parts of their life. This movie does not. I mean, you see the good side of him, you see the bad side of him, and it's very fascinating because you kind of come into this from a distance and you say, okay, what is it about Val Kilmer that's that interesting? What makes him different from any other movie star? And you watch this and you say, yeah, there is a story worth being told here. And I think he's a very brave man. There's a lot of parts in this that are very emotional. When you see him hanging out with his family, when you see him with his children, it really humanizes Val Kilmer. I think one of the important things that this documentary preaches and stresses is that, you know, sometimes we're under this assumption that when a person achieves a certain status or a certain level of fame, that they are all of a sudden Teflon, that the problems that us normal people experience, they no longer experience. And you see that even at the high points of his career, Val Kilmer was a guy who had to deal with a whole lot of shit. And I appreciated the fact that this was a documentary that was very open. And I feel like there's a lot of other movie stars that wouldn't have let us in to that kind of world. And I think it makes for a much deeper, much better film. I don't know if this qualifies for Best Documentary because I don't believe it's getting some big theatrical release. I know it's on Amazon Prime, but if it does, I mean, I think this has got to be the front runner right now for Best Documentary. I think this is a very well-made, very intimate film. My biggest problem with it, and it's a problem I have with a lot of documentaries, is that it overstays its welcome. It reaches a point where you feel like it was about ready to cut off, and it would have been not perfect, but very, very good. And then it goes on for about another 20 minutes, and it feels like the movie meanders a little bit, which is disappointing because I was liking this so much. I was going to give this like probably a 9. I was probably going to give it a 9. I wasn't going to go higher than a 9, but it dropped a rating point or two because I felt like it just went on a little bit too long. At the same time, I highly recommend people watch this because I was worried that it was going to portray itself as a woe is me tragedy about Val Kilmer. It doesn't do that. It doesn't portray itself as a tragedy. It doesn't portray itself as triumphant. It's very human. It's very real, which is what the best kind of documentaries should be. It simply tells a story. You know, given how bad of a year this has been, it wouldn't shock me if this ended up making my top 10 list. I don't even love it that much, but this year has been so bad that this is the first thing I've seen that has risen above the level of good. So I'm giving it an 8 out of 10. Go on Amazon Prime, give it a watch. Let me know what you think in the comments. I think that this is a rock solid documentary that I think everyone should go out and see. All right, this is going to be a very short review. Not a whole lot to say about this, but I did enjoy it quite a bit. Follow me on Twitter at Castellani 2014. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Let's get those watch hours up. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. Have a great rest of your day. Peace and happiness.